Hi, I'm Nance. I'm a Spanish teacher for AIM. I teach all levels of Spanish. I've been teaching with AIM since 2014, but I've been teaching students online, Spanish to students online, since 2007, so I've got quite a bit of experience doing this. I've also traveled quite a bit. In fact, right now I'm shooting this video in Puerto Rico. I spent a couple of years in Uruguay. I've been to Panama, Peru, set foot in Argentina and Mexico. I spent a little bit of time in Chile as well. Like a lot of people, I took Spanish in high school. I took 3 years in high school, and I felt like I got a good feel for the mechanics of the language, but like most people, I didn't feel like I could talk to anybody. So now, after going back to school, I got a degree in Spanish teaching, and then later I did get a degree in curriculum instruction, a master's degree in curriculum instruction, and I can use that information from school as well as my own experiences to get a really good feel for what works for people. Also, my wife and I homeschool our own children. We have 4 kids, and we take a really learning by doing approach to that. There are 2 things that set my class apart from other classes. One of those things is that we're going to have all of the levels combined, so a first year student, second year, third, or fourth year are all going to be in the same class, and I'll explain a little bit more about the justification for that. The other thing about the class that makes it unique is that each year we're going to take a topic area, another subject really, like another class, and combine it with our Spanish class. So one year we'll do Spanish with health, another year we'll do Spanish with economics, another year we'll do Spanish with geography and anthropology, and another year we'll do Spanish in current events. So a student that's in our class for 4 straight years would get 4 years of credit for Spanish, but could also get credit for each of those other subject areas. We'll use those other classes as a focus to help us learn Spanish by using authentic materials, which will give us good practice for the different tests that your students might want to take, the AP exam and other things of that nature. I mentioned that in my class, all of our different ability levels are combined into one class. So in other words, we don't have Spanish 1, Spanish 2, 3, and 4. That's kind of unconventional, so I want to explain a little bit why we do that. Students don't really progress all in lockstep with each other. A conventional division like that means that you go from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 and so forth. But really progression with the language is more like an inclined plane or a slope. And so if we put everybody together, each student's able to accelerate throughout their 2 or 3 or 4 years at their own rate and make constant progress instead of having those artificial divisions. But we still meet the requirement of 2 years of Spanish or whatever a university might require. We just don't call it the same thing, although we can even do that for a transcript if you need us to. You may be wondering what our class is going to look like from week to week. Each week, students will be given a certain task to accomplish. Normally that task will be to create some sort of educational material related to our subject area. For instance, during our Health in Spanish year, they might create a poster or a video that explains about the importance of nutrition, or about the importance of avoiding mosquito-borne illnesses, or whatever particular topic we're looking at for that week. They will be provided with that task that they know they need to accomplish, and then they'll be provided with lots of different materials that have already been created related to that particular topic, and they can use those materials to learn about the topic and of course to practice their Spanish. As I mentioned before, the materials will always start kind of at the shallow end and they'll move deeper, and students will be able to pick and choose the materials that they need to use, the ones that push them to learn more, but that they're able to understand at least the gist of. Now during our weekly live class, the students will have already done that work for the week and will come together and it will be an opportunity for us to share. And so we'll have a chance, of course, to be speaking to each other in Spanish, but also working to correct one another's Spanish. We can discuss things that we did understand and didn't understand, and we'll pick one student's work each week to kind of polish up and post on our class website, which by the end of the year will kind of be like a working portfolio for the whole class that will cover all of the different topics that we've learned throughout the year. I've enjoyed teaching with AIM since 2014, and I look forward to lots of great years to come.